Hi, this is Phil Shapiro. I came across this really interesting book, Evidence of Practice, Playbook for Video-Powered Professional Learning, Adam Geller with Annie Lewis O'Donnell. So Adam Geller is the founder of Athena, a video coaching platform for teachers. And he experimented with video classroom for improving teaching when he was a middle school science teacher. And now he leads this company that helps other teachers become better. So in some ways, I consider him a philanthropist. We use the word philanthropy for the people who are very wealthy and give away their money. Many times these people also make big mistakes when they give money to schools. But when a teacher comes across a better way of improving instruction in the classroom, I consider that to be a philanthropist. So I commend Adam Geller. Now, this is the preface from his book. I'm going to read some of it. In my first year teaching in St. Louis, Missouri, I wanted nothing more than to be a great science teacher for my students. Unfortunately, no one in my building had science expertise. No one could give me real feedback or support. I was treading water trying to figure out how to teach science on my own. Thankfully, I had the good fortune to meet Robert Powell from the Taylor Community Science Resource Center, and you can continue reading this on your own. Quite a fascinating story here of the origins of this company. And then Athena enables teachers to share videos of their classroom technique so coaches and colleagues can easily provide time-stamped feedback. Our hope is that this playbook can help lower the barrier of success for all organizations implementing a video-powered professional learning process. The first thing that comes to mind when I'm thinking about this is that this is going to really improve retention of new teachers. Because if they feel that they are improving their practice of teaching, they will have less stress in the classroom, and it's really beneficial for everybody that teachers who choose the teaching profession stick around and continue improving their practice. So here's about the authors. I scanned this page. You can stop the video and read about it if you're interested. And then this is about Athena, this video platform. So, this part of the book, I've grabbed some most interesting parts of the book to share with you here in the review. I love this section of the self-interview. Let me read from the middle of the page. Self-interview can help support teachers to become what Donald Shawn called a self-reflective practitioner, professional education whose instruction is informed by continuously developing judgments about what students should achieve, what they need. This reminds me of my favorite teacher from my own high school experience, Mr. Roger Capucci, who taught math for about 58 years. I met him about 10 years ago after he'd been teaching for like 45 years. And he commented to me that he had continuously improved his teaching every year that he taught. And I told him when I was in his math class in the 1970s, he was considered the best teacher in the building. And I thought he was astoundingly effective. And it boggled my mind that he had become a lot better, because he was already at a very, very high level. So here's, the next piece. I like this here, reading from the bottom. Gives teachers a mirror. Evelyn Cruz, a middle school principal in Long Branch, New Jersey, uses the analogy of video as a mirror in which to examine one's teaching. She tells her teachers, every day before we leave home, we look at ourselves in the mirror, we check ourselves. As teachers, video is the way to check our practice in the mirror. So that's quite the interesting analogy. And then I like this part. Is on page 42. Let me read from the bottom here. Preteach is an evolution of the micro-teaching practice developed in the 1960s by Dwight Allen and colleagues at Stanford University. Micro-teaching involves teacher candidates teaching short segments of lessons to small groups of students, receiving feedback from students and observers, considering how to adjust based on the feedback, and reteaching that same short lesson to a new group of students. So this is really quite fascinating. I don't think I would have gotten interested in this whole Athena thing if this book hadn't come out. So I commend the efforts made in writing the book. I work at a library, and I've heard too many stories, or there are too many, there's a lot of teachers who become entrepreneurs, sometimes for the right reasons, sometimes for the wrong reasons. But here, I get this gut feeling that this is all for the right reasons. And then, so there's some terminology in the book. What is a video learning community? Video learning communities, teachers view, analyze, and discuss footage of one another's classroom in order to fuel collective improvements of the community members. And then, video learning communities draws inspiration from professional learning communities popularized by the work of Richard Dufour, who pioneered the construct. To learn more about this, read Dufour's book called Learning by Doing, a handbook professional learning communities at work, 2006. And let's see. So at the end of the book, the author thanks his teachers, and I was touched by that, and it's an appropriate thing to do. So these are the people who are the source of the inspiration which brought this very talented teacher to write this book and set up this teacher improvement professional development platform. So all of these teachers here are all very, very remarkable people. They are the source of the Mississippi River up in Minnesota. So if you're curious, I made this screencast using some free software. I use Simple Screen Recorder. I use a ThinkPad X1 Carbon. Bought this on eBay. And I am running Linux Mint 19. So the operating system is free, and the screen recording software is free. I have a nice big 4K monitor, Logitech webcam. And I'm recording on my Olympus digital audio recorder. I think I'm going to be buying a Philips audio recorder. I hear Philips are very good, and I think that's my next step. If you'd like to view some other video book reviews that I've made, you can go to sites.google.com/site Phil Shapiro Book Reviews. I review books on a wide variety of topics, but quite a lot of education books. And here's my contact information. In case anybody would like to contact me, you can contact me via these methods. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you think that this kind of video has some value. All you need is a Gmail to have your own YouTube account. And then you don't have to be a YouTube producer either to have a YouTube account. So it's just a nice little way of saying thanks. Until next time, this is Phil Shapiro.